All right, guys, let me pull this up really quickly. Hope you guys are having a really good day. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this because you have already read over the PowerPoint, I hope, and done your fill in the blank notes. I just wanted to give you a little something to reference as you work these problems on your own since I'm not there, and don't panic. I'm moving your test to Friday, and we're going to get some really good practice in because I feel bad for not being there today. So we're going to get started here. Oops. All right, so dimensional analysis. We kind of already had the conversation about what dimensional analysis is. So last week we focused on the same unit metric conversions. We were going from grams to kilograms, or kiloliters to milliliters, the same base unit. And so when we come to dimensional analysis, we're changing the dimension. We're going from one unit of measurement to another while keeping them equivalent. And an example of that would be going from miles to inches, or going from yards to centimeters. We're still measuring length with yards, or distance with yards, and we can measure distance and length with inches as well. It's still the same measurement, or same type of measurement. It's just different units that we're using to do that. Okay. So why do we do this? Well, it's super helpful when you're baking or cooking, because, sometimes you'll have a recipe that'll say, hey, this requires 3 tablespoons, but you don't have a tablespoon at the house, and you need to know how many that is in teaspoons. Okay. Also, I told you that the metric system is commonly used over the rest of the world. So when you're traveling to foreign countries, they might use different units in the US. We talked about that in temperature conversions. We are used to hearing the temperature in Fahrenheit. Well, other countries use Celsius. And so we've done those types of temperature conversions. Or when you're building or engineering, when you're trying to scale different things. And so the way that we do this is we multiply given numbers by their conversion factors to get the unit that we want. And that doesn't probably make a whole lot of sense now, but once we get into this, it will make more sense for you. Okay. And so what are conversion factors? They're ratios of equivalent values, meaning they equal 1. And they're used in dimensional analysis to alter the number without changing its value. For example, if we wanted to know the conversion factor for if we wanted to know how many hours are in a day, well, we know that 24 hours are in a day, or we could say 1 day equals 24 hours. Those are both different units that we're using to measure, but they both measure time. So we could say it as 24 hours equals 1 day, and you could see that right here, or 1 day equals 24 hours. Both of these units and formats give us a different way of saying it, but it's still equivalent to one another. Okay, so if we were to look at the conversion factor for inches to feet, so there are 12 inches in 1 foot, or we could say 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, and this is how we would write that. Okay, so let's say that we were looking at the days in a week. All right, so there are 7 days in 1 week, or we could say 1 week is the same as 7 days. All right. Now, you've got a paper copy of this that you need to hang on to this. There's holes punched in it. Put it in your notebook. Put it somewhere where you're going to keep a hold of it, because you're going to use this for the rest of the class, and you'll need it for your test on Friday. And I told you if you lose it, then you won't get to use it on your test on Friday. So we got to be responsible and keep up with our things. Okay. So here are some steps that I like, because I like to write things in simple steps, and I'm going to read them to you, but you're going to see in just a few minutes how those play out. So step 1, write down the given number and the unit. Step 2, draw your picket fence. Then we're going to use that picket fence to fill in appropriate conversion factors, making sure that the units match on opposite sides of the fence so that they'll cancel out. We'll multiply everything across the top, then we'll multiply everything across the bottom, and then we'll divide. So example number 3, this was in your PowerPoint just so you can see it, okay? We wanted to know how many seconds are in 1 year. So let's start off with what we know, 1 year. Then step 1, write it down. Draw our picket fence, okay? So now we've got to write down our conversion factors, making sure that whatever is on the opposite side matches, okay? So we go here, then 1 year we know equals 365 days. The years cancel out. So now we've got days up here. We've got to make sure that we write down days down here, okay? 1 day is equal to 24 hours. Now our days cancel out, but we're still not to seconds, are we? So now that we have hours up here, we've got to make sure that we have hours down here so they'll cancel out. Can we go from hours to seconds? I mean, we could if you knew how many seconds were in an hour, but I don't right off the top of my head know that. So I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Hours cancel out. I'm still not to seconds yet, though. I got to bring down my minutes. Now I know that 1 minute is equivalent to 60 seconds. I'm to seconds now. My minutes cancel out. Oops, sorry. My minutes cancel out. So now all I have to do is multiply everything across the top. 1 times 365 times 24 times 60 times 60 gives me 31,536,000 seconds. Now I multiply everything across the bottom. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 gives me 1. We divide. So in 1 year, there are 31,536,000 seconds. Example number 4. The question says, how many feet are in 250 4/10 of a centimeter? Okay. Step 1, write down what we're given. We were given 250 4/10 of a centimeter. We got to bring down that centimeter. If we look at our conversion chart, we can see that there are 2 54 centimeters in 1 inch. We're still not to feet yet. Our centimeters cancel out, so we bring down inches. Let's look at our conversion chart. Well, we can see that there is a conversion from inches to feet. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. Our inches cancel out. We're 2 feet, which is what we're trying to convert to. We multiply across the top, which is 250 4/10 feet. Multiply everything across the bottom. 202 54 times 12 gives me 30 48 We divide, and we've got 8 22 feet. You can work those. There's the answer for the practice time. But really what I wanted to focus on right now, guys, is the practice worksheet that you were handed out. It's called Practice Dimensional Analysis. And we're going to do numbers 1 through 4. You're going to do numbers 5 through 8 on your own. So number 1 says it wants you to convert 315 cups to liters. Now make sure you have your conversion chart next to you because you're going to need it. So step 1, we write what was given to us. 315 cups. All right? So down here in this part, we need to move cups down here and see if we have a conversion that takes us directly from cups to liters. And if you look at that conversion chart, I don't have really anything that goes from cups to liters. But I do have one that goes from 1 cup to 26 milliliters. So I would probably want to use that one. So I bring down my cup. 1 cup equals 236 milliliters. Now I can cancel out my cups. What do I bring now down here to this last one? My milliliters. So I bring down milliliters. Let's look at our conversion chart. Do we have a direct conversion from milliliters to liters? We do. We have 1,000 milliliters is the same thing as 1 liter. Now my milliliters cancel out. I'm 2 liters. That's where I'm trying to get to. And so now I can multiply everything across the top. 315 times 236 times 1 gives me 74,340, and we're left with the unit liters. Now I multiply everything across the bottom. 1 times 1,000 gives me 1,000. And all of our units canceled out here at the bottom. Now I just divide. 74,340 liters divided by 1,000 gives me 74 and 34 hundredths liters. Now this one just happened to end at the hundredths place. As we continue, not all of them are going to end there, but we are always going to round to the nearest hundredths. This is you're going to have to round to the nearest hundredths. You'll have to have 2 numbers after it, the decimal. This is our tenths place. This is our hundredths place. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2, we want to convert 125 pounds to grams. Step 1, write down what we know. We were given 125 pounds. Do we have a conversion on our conversion chart that takes us directly from pounds to grams? No. We do have one that takes us from pounds to kilograms. We can say that 2 2/10 pounds is the same as 1 kilogram. We can cancel out our pounds. Now let's see if we have something that goes directly from kilograms to grams. We do. We'll bring down kilograms. And 1 kilogram is equivalent to 1,000 grams. Now we can mark out or cancel out our kilograms unit. We've gotten to the unit that we're trying to convert to. So now we multiply everything across the top. 125 times 1 times 1,000 grams gives me 125,000 grams. Now we multiply everything across the bottom. 2 2/10 times 1 gives me 2 2/10. Now I just divide. 125,000 grams divided by 2 2/10 gives me 56,818 and 18 hundredths of a gram. Number 3, 11,900 centimeters to yards. Step 1, write what's given to you. We were given 11,900 centimeters. We just bring this unit down here, centimeters, okay? Do we have a conversion that goes directly from centimeters to yards? We don't, so we got to kind of work our way to it. We do have a conversion that goes from centimeters to inches. 2 5/400 centimeters is equivalent to 1 inch. Now, I can cancel out my centimeters. Now we bring down the unit. Let's bring inches down here. Do I have a conversion that goes directly from inches to yards? No, not quite yet. But I can say, hey, I know that 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. Now I cancel out my inches unit. Now I know that I've got to bring feet down here. Do I have a conversion that brings me from feet to yards? I do. 3 feet is equivalent to 1 yard. Now my feet units cancel out. I'm to the unit I'm trying to convert to. Now I multiply everything across the top. 11,900 times 1 times 1 gives me 11,900 yards. Now I multiply everything across the bottom. 2 54 hundredths times 12 times 3 gives me 91 44 hundredths. Now I just divide. 11,900 yards divided by 91 44 hundredths gives me 130 14 hundredths yards. And I just rounded to the nearest hundredths. Now you try this one. This is on your worksheet number 4. I want you to try it on your own. Push pause. Then once you've tried it, come back and push play, and I'm going to show you how to work it. Now that you've tried it on your own, let's look at it. 84 cups, and we want to convert it to gallons. Step 1, write what's given to you. 84 cups. Now we just bring down this unit so we can cancel it out. Do we have a conversion on our conversion chart that goes directly from cups to gallons? We do not. But we do have a conversion that goes from cups to pints, which gets us closer to gallons. 2 cups is equivalent to 1 pint. Now we can cancel out our cups. Are we to the unit we're trying to convert to? Not yet. So now we bring pints down. Do we have a direct conversion from pints to gallons? We don't, but we do have a conversion from pints to quarts. 2 pints is equivalent to 1 quart. Now my pints cancel out. Now I bring down my unit. I would bring quarts down here. Do I have a direct conversion from quarts to gallons? I do. 4 quarts is equivalent to 1 gallon. Now my quarts cancel out. Now I'm to the unit I'm trying to convert to, so I multiply everything across the top. 84 times 1 times 1 times 1 gallon gives me 84 gallons. Now I multiply everything across the bottom. 2 times 2 times 4 gives me 16. Now I divide 84 gallons by 16, and it gives me 5 and 25/100ths gallons. Now I want you to try numbers 5 through 8 on your own. I want you to I can't talk. See, I can't talk at home either. Pay close attention to what numbers 5 and 8 are asking you to convert. You may have to use our King Hector's daughter makes delicious chocolate milk. Keep going. King Hector's daughter makes delicious chocolate milk. Because if you look at our conversion chart, it doesn't go directly to kilometers. So number 5 says to convert 7 feet to kilometers. Well, if we're measuring length, it only goes to centimeters. So what you may have to do is use your picket fence to get to centimeters, and then use King Hector's daughter makes delicious chocolate milk to get it to kilometers. Once you have tried those on your own, I've posted the answer key with me working it out for you so you can check your work. I love you guys and hope you have the best day.